Bonjour to the audience, bonjour to the panelists as well. Good morning, and thank you so much for joining us this morning. We're here today to talk about a very important topic that is very near and dear to us at TEEDS. One of the most exciting pieces of real estate in advertising, the CTV HomeScreen. And it's funny because like a few years ago when we started a journey at TEEDS and into the CTV HomeScreen, it felt a little bit like this construction site right there. It was a lot of noise, but nothing was built. So at TEEDS, we were like really truly the first platform to believe in this format, in this new like real estate on the CTV HomeScreen. And we have over the past couple of years delivered like thousands of campaigns with some of the most prestigious brands. Some of them are represented on this panel, as well as like some of the leading OEMs and OS in the world, and like such as LG and Surge here, like being represented. This conversation isn't only about HomeScreen specifically. It's really about like how HomeScreen works into more of like a omnichannel play from like a branding standpoint, like how like buyers are thinking about it, how it's actually like impacting positively a lot of the KPIs, and how it's impacting attention, which is going to be like also one of the core topics that we want to talk about today. So I'm very happy to be joined by a wonderful panel of leaders that are representing every side of the ecosystem in CTV, from the OEM that really truly owns the screen itself and the OS, to the brands as well, who obviously are making decisions and deciding how to invest a budget, as well as like measurement, who's basically deciding what is actually working and what is not. So we can do a quick round of introduction, and if you don't mind, like sharing your name, what is your role, and maybe say something about like what you are excited about in CTV advertising at the moment. Laura, do you want to start?
Hi, I'm Laura Manning, SVP of Global Measurement at Cint. Simon asked me to come here to bring some facts, so I've got a handy note card I'll be referencing. But we're here as a partner to a lot of the folks on this panel, helping them prove the value of their media campaigns and tying that insights into action. So I think what we're really excited about is last week we announced our outcomes product, which is tying our upper funnel brand measurement metrics into lower funnel sales outcomes. So that's our big focus of probably this year, and we're doing that with a lot of great CTV partners like TEEDS, like LG, etc. So thanks for having us.
Beautiful. Thank you, Laura. Marine?
Hi, everyone. I'm Marine. I'm the Global Media Lead from AXA. So I'm in charge of two things. One is the media excellence. And the second thing is to air our magnificent campaigns. I'm sure you all have seen them, of course.
Of course.
And I'm very excited about the CTV and TV screens because it's at the heart of each and every strategy that we are making. And we are very excited by the new placements that is popping, should it be the home screen or the pause ads.
Hey guys, I'm Serge Mata. I'm president of LG Ads Solutions. So LG, I don't think anybody needs to know who LG does, but clearly one of the biggest OEMs out there, and we also have the OS. We own the operating system. We've been partners with TEEDS now for, 4 or 5 years. I feel like it's been 10 or 20. Whenever I get a call from Simon, I was like, oh God. But no, it's been a great partnership, and it's there's a lot of excitement, a lot of exciting things. We'll talk about it. Global outcomes, guaranteed formats. When you own the screen, you can do a lot.
Thank you, Serge. Daniela?
Yes, hi everyone. My name is Daniela. I work at Sky Germany. And for us as a advertiser, so I'm on the brand side, so we're advertising our content on CTV, but we're also a platform that advertises. So it's really interesting for us, and really excited about content discovery becomes more and more fragmented, more and more difficult for people to understand what should they watch. It takes them, 15 to 20 minutes to try to figure out what they want to watch in front of their screen, so their attention is there. So that's what we're really excited about, to catch people when their attention is on the screen, when they can see what they want to watch next. And for us as a brand, to place our contents within that environment is what excites us the most at the moment.
Beautiful. Thank you. Okay, so setting the stage a little bit. First question is for Serge and LG. Obviously, at LG, you own the screen, as you said. You own the OS. There's so much that you can do. You have the SCR. You have the data. When it comes to like the home screen placement specifically, how do you think about that placement? Like, what has been your experience over the past few years? Like, as we said, like when we first started to talk about home screen a few years ago, like basically it was a no man's land. Like there was very few like things that were possible. What have you seen in that journey, and what is your experience today?
So it's been a journey for sure, and I think the nice thing is you guys have been great partners of ours throughout this journey. We started out this, first of all, we have 250 million TVs globally and growing every single day. In the US, it's our biggest market, it's 50 million. But when we started out, we only permissioned it first to ourselves. We said only available to ourselves. We did not have other partners. But then second is we said, why don't we just make this only available for media and entertainment clients? So for the Skies of the world. And for NBC, Apple, Amazon, all of the worlds. And it was mostly for branding, but also for tune-in. So tune in to XYZ show. Okay, fine. It is the home screen. Think of this as the homepage of AOL, the homepage of Yahoo back in the day. I have white hair, so you can. That's what we used to sell, right? It's the homepage. Well, we were the first, working with partners like Teads, were saying, why does it have to be with M&E? Why can't it not be to any client, an insurance client, a burger client, a McDonald's, a financial services client? Why? Nobody could give me a really good answer, so we said, screw it, we're going to do it. And only to then find out everybody then followed us. The other OEM, Samsung, Vizio, Roku, all then decided to follow us, which is great because for us we were happy because that just reinforced the need for the industry. I think so now it's, as much as we're excited about it, we're only in, I'm a big American football, but I also love the World Cup. I think we're only halfway through this journey. We're really halfway through this journey. There's a lot of crazy formats that we're doing. So one of the things that we did with Teads is we introduced this 3D ad unit. It literally jumps at you on the screen. So you are a luxury vertical, a Gucci or whatever, Van Cleef Arpels. It literally, the ad unit jumps to you in the middle of on the TV. That's an exciting format. There's so many things. I'm not going to talk about it all the time because I want the others to talk as well. But there's one of many, many things that, again, it's the first thing that you do. And we've done research, and I'm sure Sint will. People trust who the advertiser is if the OEM is recommending it on the home screen, because there's an inherent trust of if the OEM is recommending XYZ, I should look into this brand.
Yeah, I mean, I remember like the first meeting we had to talk about home screen, like probably like 5 years ago at CES, and LG I think was among, and we work with all of the largest like OEMs out there. LG was definitely like the first one to truly believe in that format, and this is how this partnership started, which today has grown to amazing heights. So it's really exciting. Maybe a question for Marine from the brand sides. I think you've been doing CTV for a little while, but I feel like home screen is fairly newer for you. And maybe do you want to share a little more about like what has been your experience and how does home screen like fits into your bigger plans, what you thought about it, and where you go from there?
Yes, we are always seeking for new placement because TV screen is at the heart of our strategy. We're really seeking for attentive placements and new placements. And we have been testing the home screen because to our mind and because we have read also the research on the trust on the TV screen. We have tested it, and what was important to us is to test it, but with the right creative. It's not just to open up the film, but how we can leverage this 3D that you have. So we have been working closely with a TIT studio to develop the creative that we have aired on the TV screen, and people remembered it, which is one of our main KPI. So I think we're still thinking for those kind of placement to complement the viewership of our film.
Yeah. Attention and like remembering the placement in the ad is definitely an important one. Shifting gear, still for you, Marine, we talked about like how the user has remembered the ads. I know that like attention has been like a big topic for you at AXA. Do you want to talk a little bit about like how do you put attention at the center of everything you do at AXA, and also how the CTV HomeScreen like fits into that plan?
Yes. Actually, it's been 4 years that we were working on attention. It was fairly new at this time being. It was a bit of a spark when I was remembering a conference of Karen Field. Being, for those who don't know her, she's the founder of Amplified Intelligence, and she's a neuroscientist. And she was here in the stage saying that, you know how the brain works, you know how we can really get in the brain of people. And I was captivated, and I was like, yeah, I've been years ago working on MMM programs, measurement side, and we were really lacking those kind of KPIs that matters and becomes a hot KPIs that we can really steer a campaign of. So it's been 4 years ago, and now we are fully attention-led. Our plans are built on attention, steered on attention, and I have to say that I've switched a bit way of building also media plan, very quality focus. There is really a surge, and you will see it, and I'm sure you will tell it, but when you're doing attentive format and when you're doing like really measuring it, the context always win. If you are in a good context, in a good space where there is trust, it wins. And we have built a program, for example, with TIDS on called Back to Journalism. It's a program who sponsored the journalism across the world because it's one of our, it matters a lot for AXA, and this placement always wins, really. And this is because we have attention, we can also prove that. We can also increase our investment in this kind of premium investments. And it's really important for all of us to do that.
Makes total sense. Maybe Laura, speaking of attention, you're the expert in the room.
Yeah.
You want to say how, like, I mean, you've been measuring attention for years across like a bunch of different placements in CTV and beyond. Do you want to talk about like how does CTV HomeScreen fits into that, and maybe like CTV in general?
Yeah, Marine set me up nicely. Thank you. So at Cent, we don't measure attention ourselves. We think of it as an ingredient in what we're doing. So we partner with folks like Adelaide and Lumen, take their attention metrics in, and then help kind of correlate that with the brand outcomes. We actually just did a really interesting, I would say, 100-plus CTV campaign case study with Lumen on the efficacy of attention and how that plays into brand lift. One thing that they've kind of discovered is that it's really not just attention in the moment, it's attentive seconds. So if you think about the seconds of a really impactful home screen ad, then added in with a carousel on display or on social, all of that adds up, and those higher attentive seconds drive higher lifts. So when you think about a placement like a home screen where somebody is like, oh, what am I going to watch tonight? And there's your big ad right on the front page, you're getting a lot of those attentive seconds, which help move the needle for your brand, combined with all the other parts of your media buy. So we kind of see, there's a very strong correlation between things like brand awareness and attention. And when you break that down at the frequency level, it gets even stronger.
Amazing. Thank you, Laura. Would love to hear from you also, Daniela. You are in very interesting position because you're both like a streamer, a platform, and one of the largest content creator in Europe with like really premium content. And you're also on the buy side, so you make decision in terms of like where you're going to invest budget. How is attention important for you in general, and how does like CTV HomeScreen fits into this whole plan?
Yeah, so like you said, it's interesting because we're both sides. So on the customer side, it's more about engagement, getting people engaged on the home screen. What should they do next? What should they watch next? What's relevant to them? So relevance is, in addition to attention, for us super important, so that they don't get random contents played out on the platform side that they want to watch next. On the advertiser side, we look at it as a chance to place our contents in somebody else's window, basically. So, on the LG screen and so on, if we have customers that are not yet subscribed to our Sky, we're building the attention, the relevance for them to realize, oh, there's interesting content on our platform, so maybe I should subscribe, maybe I should watch this. And it's more about strategically placing relevant content within that content discovery journey of the people.
Makes total sense.
Yep.
I wonder, Serge, I mean, on LG, you've seen every single creatives there is, from endemic clients to like general markets and across all verticals, really. Have you seen like maybe any like best practices, things that like work better or not, and both in terms of like user engagement or like user experience, like things that like we shouldn't be doing? It's on this very unique placement, which is the first thing we call it, like the billboard of the living room, the CTV HomeScreen.
I think it might be. I'll say two things. One is everybody likes to talk about it in panels, but there's panel talk and then there's reality. Those two sometimes are very, very different. And as an example, we have seen where a lot of customers come to us and say they want QR codes on the creative, on the home screen. And we offer it as a service. I'm going to be honest, I never promote it. And the reason why I never promote it is because I've seen the measurement on it. For somebody to actually take out their phone, scan that thing, enter the information on their phone, yeah, good luck. The results are just not great. It's just not great. It looks fantastic on the screen, but if you are coming at it from a performance standpoint, I personally would not recommend it. And we are very vocal about that with our clients. So the last thing I want to do is recommend something to our clients that doesn't work. If they insist, after we told them not to do it, it's their money, it's not ours, fine. But don't come back to us saying, it sucked. That's the first thing. The second thing that we're really excited about, and we have tested it now, and it is going to blow everything out of the water, is from the home screen, from the carousel, so literally some people call it the masthead, you can go in, the amount of technology that's going in, it's going to be a live tune-in into the show. Oh, yeah. So you are watching Thursday Night Football or World Cup. Perfect. Tonight, the game tonight. You literally, right as it starts, it will show automatically. You have to work with the broadcaster. So there's broadcasting rights here that we have to work with the Skies, the Foxes, plenty of work in the back end. The Amazons of the world, sometimes you have to require their own player. There's a lot of complexity around it. But imagine, instead of a static image or a static or a 30-second video promoting that thing, forget about promoting it. It's just, let's go. Let's go live into the football game, live into the soccer game. There is no better way. It's off the charts in terms of engagement. We've tested it now. It is off the charts. And I think that's the technology. Not just for sports. Think of also fashion show. Yeah. The runway, the runway stuff. It's anything to do with live. I think that's going to be the next future here of where this thing is going.
Is that so it's a live intro unit, like when you're actually in the program, you're already on the streaming.
You're on the home screen, and the game is about to start. So Amazon Thursday Night Football will say, okay, it's Thursday night at 8:20. right there.
Oh, so it's triggered by the broadcaster, not by the user. Okay.
It's triggered by the broadcaster, but it's like immediately sends you into the program.
Yeah, I mean, we see a lot more innovation. I mean, as Marin mentioned, we have a whole studio team at Tees that work very closely with our advertisers and clients to like make sure that like we craft and custom made all creative specific to CTV HomeScreen, because you don't want to run the same creative on the home screen that you would run on a different device. Obviously, like it's a different experience, and you have to make sure that like you have to capture that attention during that specific moments.
My biggest suggestion is leverage the research firms. What works, what doesn't. No, but in all seriousness,
There you go.
so they have all the benchmarks, right? Leverage, especially the brands.
Yeah.
Leverage what works. Don't, because they have the data.
Yeah, on that point, Serge, and maybe this is for Laura, but or anyone else who wants to respond to this. Like, you talked about performance, and obviously, like, return on investment and ROAS is like a very important topic for like any advertisers out there. Have you seen anything, any data that shows that like the CTV home screen is working, and like as part of like maybe more of like an omni-channel play? Anything that you can share on this?
My
on this
card
one?
is for. I got my stats.
There you go.
So we do a lot of home screen measurement with Teads and LG. Great platforms. I think in general, what we're seeing is a higher lift in some of those home screen buys. So a recent Teads home screen campaign we did for a Power Tools brand drove an 8.1% lift in ad recall, and it also drove a 6% lift in favorability. We find kind of across the board that favorability is one of the hardest KPIs to move with a brand campaign, and so seeing that performance is really something that like kind of sticks out to us. A 6% lift over the other types of placements they're buying is a pretty significant jump. We've also been tracking a lot of sales data now with our new outcomes product. LG and Teads are both test partners with that. An LG QSR campaign we tracked on CTV only drove a 10.2% lift in sales with that brand campaign. So it's like we're seeing that kind of full funnel play across what we're doing together. And I think that really shows kind of the value. One of the benefits of what we do is we're able to get down to that placement or creative read so that they can truly say, this retargeting buy did this home screen ad did this scroll ad did this, and be able to kind of show that in context to their customers.
Beautiful. Thank you, Laura. It shows that it works.
It
Like the
works.
data, and as Serge says, like don't take it from us, take it directly from the measurement companies. I was just given the signal that like we're getting short on time. I'd love to maybe like open it up to the audience. If anyone in the room has any questions for our panelists, obviously like feel free to share. Don't be shy. No? Nothing?
They're too hot.
It's
I have one.
there you go. Molly?
How is agentic playing into the future? I feel like that's a necessary question at any meeting in Cannes.
Who wants to take
Big one.
No.
If you say it's not, I don't buy it.
No, I think we're all in. I wouldn't even say we are in the first quarter. I think we're like even the coin toss hasn't even happened, to be honest. I think everybody
Kickoff hasn't
kickoffs even haven't really hasn't. I think people. So let me give you an example. I'm not going to BS you guys. I'm not going to tell you it's the biggest thing since sliced bread. Since CES was insane. I don't think I had a single meeting that people were not bugging me about agentic buys and ADCP and all of that, and buyer and seller agents and stuff like that. I think it's died down a lot, thankfully. And we've had one campaign since CES for $50,000. And it was a beverage company. So is this going to become a thing? Maybe. Are we going to support it? Absolutely, because if we will listen to our brands, we will listen whatever makes it easy. But they need to decide on that, and when they're ready, we'll be ready. We are ready. It's fine. But is it a thing right now? No.
Yeah, also a lot of noise.
It's a lot of noise.
Yes, for sure.
I think on the measurement side, we're being asked to plug into other people's tools, but people don't want us to have our own tool. They're like, we want to take our MCP and call your API, not we want to use the Scent MCP, which is an interesting flavor. I had that conversation with an agency partner yesterday. They're like, we actually think that you having this would limit us. We want our thing to call your full stack. So I think there's a lot of nuance that everyone's kind of figuring out. We also heard from another agency partner that they've built a little chat bot that can tell you, based on your media plan, which measurement partner you want and why. And so then I'm thinking like, oh, do we need to be like optimizing our guides to get the partner to pick up the chat bot to pick us? You know, like there's a lot of stuff we're thinking about, but it isn't as much on the agentic buying as it is on kind of like the execution, the planning, that sort of thing.
The other thing you have to figure out is what's the role of the agency. And if that hasn't yet been figured out, which it hasn't, there's going to be a lot of hurdles.
Good point. So, I mean, first of all, like, thank you so much to our panelists. Maybe if you would like to leave the audience with, I'll give you two options. Either one thing that you're really excited about, whether it is about Cannes in general or like CTV or CTV HomeScreen, or because you've all been to Cannes. I mean, I wouldn't go out to say like, you guys are veterans, but like you've been to Cannes like many times, many years before. If you have one tip that you'd like to share with the audience to make sure that they have the best Cannes experience, especially for like the first comers, please share.
Afternoon shower. That would be my pencil that in. No, I'm excited. This is our biggest presence ever at Cannes, so I'm really excited for the Scent team to be here, and we have a lot of great meetings, meeting with lots of good folks like these. So I'm happy to be here and fighting through the sweat.
I think electrolyte helps.
That's also good.
This is one of my advice. And what I'm very excited about is really, I think this shift in quality, new placement, attention, shifts also a bit the market into better experiences. And I think it's our role to deliver best advertising experiences and not just to push advertising, it's just to win attention and not just push for attention.
I think for us, Cannes is great because, you know, LG is a global brand. And, you know, it's very easy to think of, we're just US. We have 200 million TVs outside of the US. So for me, international is massive. I come to meet with European partners and Middle Eastern partners and Asian partners all over the world in Cannes. So for us, that is very exciting for us. It makes it really central for us. Obviously, a lot of innovation on the home screen and on CTV in general. But it's really, at the end of the day, it's all about the brands. It really is all about the brands.
Well, I can't give many tips about Cannes because I'm actually the first year in Cannes. Yeah, so
Water.
I'm listening to the tips, but I would like to just throw out there in a AI future, right? How does content discovery link with the brand? So imagine you're looking for an action thriller, you're about to watch a Bond movie, and then you get matched with a car ad and a watch ad and a suit ad because it's relevant to you. So that's, you know, in my future, it's a more personalized world where you actually get to see the things that are interesting to you.
So it's coming. We don't provide it, but there are providers out there, contextual targeting within CTV. So you'll be watching a bar scene. A bar scene, you'll see, let's say it's a movie, it's in a bar scene, and right before, and you'll see placements of, let's say, Budweiser, Miller Lite, Corona Light, and it's right as part of the movie screen.
Yes.
When the first ad pod, when it shows up, there'd be an ad break for 2 minutes. That first ad pod, lo and behold, is not a Pampers diaper. It is a Corona Corona Light.
Yeah, exactly.
It's absolutely there.
It's there, and it will be exciting because...
Yes, this is what I call the really brand experiences. Not to be annoying, to be really on target with the right content, the right experience. It's really crucial, and yes, AI will help a lot on that.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That was great.